Despite Arlo being wet garbage, this Flotsam somehow altered Lugia and Ho-Oh to be Apex Lugia and Ho-Oh, both of whom you can take on after completing the special research from the Johto Tour ticket. It seems to be that you get a new masterwork research line that may take a decent chunk of time to complete if you believe their blog. Arlo was the one who quote-unquote created the Apex versions of these Johto birds, but at the time of this recording it still remains to be seen whether or not you'll actually encounter the birds through a fight with Arlo or not. One example is a Shadow Mewtwo being obtainable through special research at Pokemon Go Fest 2020, where the Giovanni catch encounter led to a Shadow Persian. It wasn't until you clicked the special research task that you got the Shadow Mewtwo. You still fought it, but let's say you do have to battle the Apex Johto birds. I've put together a quick guide for you based on videos I did battling both Shadow Ho-Oh and Lugia of the past or present. By the way, that's what this channel's about: raid stream invites and Team Go Rocket tutorials, so subscribe if that's your thing. There is a decent chance that they're gonna nerf the Shadow Ho-Oh and Shadow Lugia, even as Apex forms, simply because they don't want them to be inaccessible to some trainers. But let's assume that they don't nerf them like they did with the first Shadow Mewtwo at Go Fest. The TLDR spoiler that we can get right in front of is that Aggron works for both Lugia and Ho-Oh if you're struggling. By the way, this is simply and only if you are struggling, presuming there's a battle against the Shadow Birds. Again, just if you're having trouble, because some of you guys are going to use just 3,000 plus CP legendaries and outmuscle them. I could see a scenario where you don't have to battle them specifically to have a catch encounter, but I kind of hope that we do, of course. Aggron resists every single fast attack from both Lugia and Ho-Oh, except when Ho-Oh is using Incinerate or a certain hidden power type. So again, except those. And with rock type moves, Aggron will deal super effective damage back. So here, let's look for Ho-Oh specifically though. First, we'll give some examples of things that can win based off of videos that I did in 2021 going up against Giovanni's Shadow Ho-Oh. Some of them were challenge specific rather than optimized, but still awesome picks. Just please consider that. Please, please, please. First off, here's the CP amounts that I fought based on the following trainer levels. Those will be on screen. Team Go Rocket will have higher CP amounts the higher that your trainer level is, and lower CP amounts if you're in the lower trainer levels, so it scales accordingly. Here are many options coming up on screen that I use for beating Giovanni's Ho-Oh. You obviously see the Aggron, which resists Extrasensory and Steel Wing, but also Empoleon for those same resistances. And if it has Incinerate, just for Incinerate, okay, using Almastar is one of the greatest options to double resist that fire typing while also dealing super effective. So rock type attacks will deal doubly super effective damage to Ho-Oh. Since it's fire and flying, both of those are weak to rock, so use rock attacks wherever you can, whenever you can. Swampert is another option, along with the weaker choice of Seadra, but use these just against Incinerate or Steel Wing since their water types resist those two, and not against Extrasensory. These last ones were definitely part of challenges, Galarian Stunfisk, and they were specifically for a Galar Pokemon only match video that I did, since there was an event going on with Galar Pokemon back in that summer. You guys remember that? But then I also did a video of beating Giovanni with Pokemon below 1000 CP, so the Galarian Stunfisk was there, but also backed up by a Sableye with Power Gym. The rock type attacks again for sure. Sableye will double resist Extrasensory if it's using that, so just kind of a spicy pick that double resists and can deal super with Power Gym. And again, this one was below 1000 CP. So now shifting gears, hopefully the Lugia now could be a bit more simple, since it can only have two different fast attacks. That's Extrasensory and Dragon Tail. Again, Aggron resists both of those. Here are the CP amounts that I fought against Giovanni's Shadow Lugia, which is the current legendary he has at the time of this recording. Keep in mind, once again, CP scaling with your trainer level, but like I said, they also could just nerf the crap out of these Apex birds that we fight, making all of this irrelevant. So aside from Aggron, since it deals super effective damage while resisting both of Lugia's fast typings, Poliwrath is just awesome against Team Go Rocket in general. It can solo sweep like half of anything the Team Go Rocket leaders have thrown at us over time or more, but specifically having Ice Punch is what it'll need to deal super effective damage to Lugia when paired with Mud Shot for energy gains. It should be noted that the Poliwrath doesn't resist, however, so you won't resist the Dragon typing, and you'll take super effective damage from Extrasensory actually. I just thought I should preface with that. But you'll see me pair an Alolan Raichu with Aggron on a weaker account, but still decent option if you have nothing else good. Magnezone and Melmetal both will be similar in that their Steel typing helps them resist Dragon and Psychic, so they also resist all of Lugia's fast attack types. There's also a video I did on an account with weaker and less options showing a combo of Drifblim with Giratina. Those are just good for Extrasensory, so not for Dragon Tail for sure. Alolan Ninetales is one that will double resist the Dragon typing as well, so use it for a good resistance to Dragon Tail. Dragon Tail tail only, while dealing super effective back with ice. Galarian Stunfisk resists them both too, but is possibly on the weaker side for damage output, but hey, still works. Ultimately, while many people might just outmuscle overpower the Shadow Pokemon with the 3000 CP legendaries, mythicals, etc., these are just really great League 1500 CP options and below that worked in my videos against Giovanni's Shadow Ho-Oh and Lugia lineups. You'll basically just want to address the fight depending on the type resistances and strengths, weaknesses, all that. That's important if you're struggling. It is likely that they nerf these things to where they're incredibly easy to beat, like the first Shadow Mewtwo they introduced during GoFest. Not the October 2021 though, just the GoFest one. That'll make this entire video irrelevant. But hey, hope this helps, and thanks for viewing.